Woo! What's going on, guys? Orms Forum coming at you today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Lions Detroit, Detroit Lions training camp, 2024, day 16. I believe this is the last day. It was yesterday. I'm doing this a day late. You know, it's kind of been like my thing. Just sometimes I can't get to it. So, day 16 yesterday. Pretty sure this was the last day. You know, it's Friday tomorrow, obviously, and we do play the Pittsburgh Steelers in our last preseason football game, and then after that, man, it's pretty much cut off. You know, all practices. You know, there's no more reports. There's no more observations. It's just you know, we just kind of hear about injuries and stuff like that, and we're getting closer to the season. So day 16 yesterday, believe it was the last day. I don't think they're going through anything tomorrow, walkthroughs. There probably won't be no media for that. But final day Lions training camp, end of a grueling, 3-4 weeks of what it was. OTAs, mini camps, all done. Thanks to guys like John Macaron, Tim Twentyman, Jeff Risden, Jeremy Risen, Justin Rogers, and so on and so forth. Those guys, doing all the dirty work, all the grinding, and and I'm gonna report what they report to you guys and give my opinions. So thanks to those guys a lot, man, for putting in all that work. Day 16 was mainly a scrimmage. First teams were up. They were running clock, 4 quarters. They were trying to get it, even crowd noise getting pumped into the facilities of Allen Park. Just trying to get a football feel. Because we're playing the LA Rams in a few weeks. So this tells me they got the first teams out there. This tells me that we're not going to see any starters on Saturday versus the Pittsburgh Steelers at Ford Field. I know Dan Campbell's been kind of tinkering with it, but with injuries kind of piling up, guys are supposed to be all coming back. But, Dan Campbell's kind of kept true to his word. Did it last year where he didn't really play his starters too much, a couple sprinkled in here and there. But we haven't seen guys like Jared Goff, Sewell. We haven't seen Amon-Ra, St. Brown. We haven't seen those type of guys. You know what I mean? So this just kind of tells me, the first teams are up right away. Scrimmage atmosphere, game situations. There's still camp battles going on to be won, and position battles to be won. So game-like atmosphere. So now new installs putting in there, looks to confuse the other side of the ball offensively and defensively. Different fronts, different pressures from offense and defense. Basically trying to expose each other on offense and trying to and defense to see what they like or dislike. Just Dan Campbell coming on here and just explaining what they're trying to do. This is pretty much, like I said, a preparation for the Rams, to get physically, emotionally, mentally, all that ready for this game. So you got to remember, no starters, so that's why they're doing this. Sewell, Penei Sewell, the right tackle, all-pro right tackle for Detroit Lions. By the way, I just bought his jersey yesterday or today. I think I bought it today. It'll be coming in the mail hopefully very soon. But I got the Sewell jersey. I wasn't sure which one I was going to get. I went with the big fella. I'm a big man myself. So I decided to go with the all-pro right tackle. Never had an offensive lineman jersey in my life. But, man, this is one that I'm going to be wearing proudly. So Penei Sewell, he did leave hurt. He got hurt yesterday, ankle, foot injury, got rolled. I don't know the really extent of it, how it happened, but he's good though. Justin Rogers coming on a little bit later on. Everybody's sighing a breath of fresh air, knowing that he's okay. He ended up getting hurt. He ended up walking off on his own. He took his shoe off, put his shoe back on. Probably not the smartest thing to do when you got a foot injury. But he did all that, and he's good to go. He's going to be ready week 1, they say. You're probably going to have to, you'd have to hit that man with a tank in order to take him off the field. So, but he is human. He is human, and he got rolled up on, whatever it was. He'd be good to go. Justin Rogers come up there with, he's good. Pretty plain and simple. And even hearing today that, he's okay, that he's going to be okay. But Colby Sorsdal, our second-year guy out of William & Mary, he stepped in with the ones, and he went in there. The UDFA, Kingsley Aguakin still getting first team reps, playing right guard for Kevin Zeitler. Kevin Zeitler is supposed to be back as well too next week. Everybody, a lot of guys are supposed to be back next week, man. DJ Reader, maybe. But everybody that's kind of banged up right now should be back next week. So, Kingsley Aguakin, looking like they're kind of trying to get him to be that primary backup at either guard or center. So, Michael Neese still the center too. Struggled a little bit today with Hendon Hooker, but we talk about that a little bit. And then Big Ali McNeil, big day for him. Again, I don't know, I've talked about him, all camp, all mini camp, OTAs, training camp. Monster in the run game today. He had a sack, he had a pass deflection. He's played really well. I think he's going to be the next guy that Brad Holmes locks up before the season starts. I have a feeling that his next extension will be obviously Liam McNeil. I know they've been talking about it. I would try to get him under wraps before he has a season where he's going to be asking for $25 to $27 million. I'm not saying be cheap with the big men, but I would try to get him at about 22 million before he has a monster season. I think he's going to have a monster season. He's just he has grown into a really good defensive tackle, on all three levels too, man. He does that. He's not just a run stuffer anymore. Defense dominated early. Lions offense struggled to generate any type of momentum. They had lots of turnovers, lots of fumbles, lots of mishaps. Goff had 2 interceptions. Carlton Davis had 1 for a pick 6. Alex Anzalone picked off Goff, deflected the ball to himself, and he had a pick. Hooker with the second team. He had an interception to undrafted free agent safety Jalen Garnes. Defense was up 30-3. They were doing by the second quarter based off kind of a points and a scoring system, offense versus defense. Hooker did struggle. He lost a fumble and a scramble and a botched few snaps. There was one reporter, I think it was Tim Twentyman, who reported that he recorded 2 or 3 botched snaps from Hooker and Michael Neese. I think Michael Neese was our center at the time. You got to remember, Hendon Hooker was a guy that did a lot. He didn't do a lot of under the center snaps at Tennessee. Now he's learning. He's developing into a quarterback. Now, but the one thing you need to do though, you need to be secure with the football. You can't be having 2-3 snaps in a practice. I can only imagine Ben Johnson's head was probably about to explode. So he had about 2 or 3 of those. Had a pick, had a fumble trying to run on a scramble. He didn't have a great day. He didn't really have a good day. None of the quarterbacks that it sounded like. Even Goff struggled a tiny bit too. Offense finally wakes up though. Couple nice runs by running back David Montgomery. Big game by Amon-Ra St. Brown from Goff. Got him into the red zone. Defense stepped up for 3 straight plays though. Branch lit up Montgomery on a 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Knocked him back. Detroit offense did score on a 4th down. Touchdown from Goff to tight end Parker Hess. Linebacker Ben Neiman was in coverage at the time. Nate Sudfeld was playing with the 3rd team, Hooker with the 2nd team. So Nate was out there. Back-to-back completions to Donovan Peoples-Jones to get into the into the defensive territory, getting into the red zone, incomplete. And then a running back, Jamar Jefferson, stopped on a 2nd down. Completion to wide receiver Maurice Alexander for a 1st down inside the 10-yard line, moved the chains. Then a touchdown on a first and goal by running back Zonovan Knight, touchdown run. And then first team back on. Goff got close enough for a Jake Bates field goal. He made it 32-13. Defense was still leading the charge. St. Brown doing St. Brown things. Talk about him every day. Talk about him every practice, every video. It seems like, and like a broken record. He's extremely elite. He's running every route this year. It looks like he's catching everything and is probably in the best shape of his life. This guy came in phenomenal shape. If you don't know anything about the St. Browns, his old man was I think he was a 2-time Mr. Universe. I want to say, just a workout guru, a bodybuilder. Looks like he still trains his sons. He's got a son that plays, I believe, I don't know if he plays for the Bears still. I don't know where his other kid plays. He's played for Chicago and Green Bay. I don't know where else he played. I don't know where he's playing this year. I want to say the Saints. I think he's playing for the Saints this year, though. But they're in extremely great shape. His dad's still in great shape. And if you've seen St. Brown, He just looks like he is chiseled to death. He's just chiseled, and he looks like he's just doing big time things. Now Goff did hit Brock Wright for a touchdown to cut the lead versus the defense, 32-27, and then it was Goff to St. Brown for a bunch of plays, back to back. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he ended up with 10 catches, 112 yards and zero touchdowns on the day. But it just goes to show you they were doing like a fourth quarter thing, trying to make it more game like. And those are going to be the numbers that you're going to expect from St. Brown all year. 8 to 10 catches, 100 plus yards, and probably a score. He's going to get 10 to 12 touchdowns. He's just going to be that guy that's going to have a monster season again. Now the final drive, first teams are out there again. Offense down 5, 60 seconds left. 2 timeouts left, starting at the 50-yard line. Goff, incompletion to J-Mo, sacked by Hutch, who dominated on the day too. 3rd and 18, incomplete. 4th down, completion on Amon-Ra St. Brown, but very short. Scrimmage was done. Now Bates, he was 4 for 5 on extra points. He did miss the one extra point. There was a Hogan Haddon, our long snapper, who snapped the ball, skipped off the ground, fumbled. The holder, whoever the holder was, I don't know who the holder was, kind of messed with it. Bates missed it wide left. That was the only miss he had on extra points. He did go 2 for 3 on field goals, though. He hit a 25 and a 31-yarder. Did miss a 48-yarder, though. It was a windy day, apparently, though, but a little bit up and down. But it looks like he's locked down that position. And then more quick hits. Wide receiver Khalif Raymond had a couple nice catches. He did have a touchdown as well. Marcus Davenport had a really nice combo sack with him, and Levi Enrique got to the quarterback at the same time. Then cornerbacks Khalil Dorsey and rookie cornerback Anis Rakestraw Jr. were rotating at outside cornerback. Anis Rakestraw Jr. kind of looks like this utility guy right now. Utility corner anyways. You can play some nickel and you can play some outside. I think he's better in the inside, but he's more than capable of playing some outside corner. And then Khalil Dorsey, he's still fighting for that cornerback 5 or 6. I think he will make the team. Wide receivers 1 through 3 are still Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously Jameson Williams, and Khalif Raymond. It looks like that 1 through 3 are pretty much in stone unless they go after somebody. But if they go after someone, it's going to take them a while to even get acclimated to the offense. So this 1 through 3 is pretty much in stone with those guys. And then when they got into some red zone looks, Donovan Peoples-Jones came in, trying to get some short yardage. He did have 1 or 2 drops today, though, but he did make a couple catches. He's been a little bit better. He's been up and down, though. I still think Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to make this football team. At worst, he's going to be wide receiver 5, but at the moment, I think he's the 4. I think he's the 4 that kind of Campbell is kind of almost, I don't want to say he's begging, but it almost seems like he wants a big body at the X, and Donovan Peoples-Jones seems to be that guy. But Campbell's has came out and said that they are scouring the waiver wire as we speak. He's one thing that you can say about Campbell, he's extremely transparent. He would tell the truth, even if he doesn't want to. It just seems like that guy. So, Donovan Peoples-Jones getting looks, but only really in red zone. And then safety, Brandon Joseph seems to be Branch's kind of primary backup at the moment. Whenever you see kind of Branch going to the nickel or Branch kind of going off to the side to get a little bit of a rinse, to get a rest, you see Brandon Joseph coming in. Ife Melifonwu was a little bit banged up. Don't know what the injury is. Someone said it was an Achilles. I haven't seen that report. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you guys know if Melifonwu's injury is an Achilles. But Brandon Joseph, he's going to make this team too. He's a guy that I really, really liked. And I think he's going to be that 4th or 5th safety, because I think they're going to be carrying that many safeties because they play a lot of safeties, a lot of safety looks. So I really like Brandon Joseph. I like his playmaking ability. And then I said, but with DPJ, that's it. DPJ, like I said, he did have a couple drops. So we had one really bad drop on a 3rd down with the 2s. He did have a really nice 18-yard catch, kind of back shoulder catch. a throw from Nate Sudfeld. It was actually a good throw too, and Donovan Peoples-Jones kind of showing some skill that he showed in Cleveland and at Michigan. So good for Donovan Peoples-Jones, man. I'm still trying to push him into that 4, man. I really would love to see it. So that's it, guys. It was a little bit quicker one, a 15 and change. We might hit 16 minutes. I really appreciate you guys coming and watching the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell up top. Hit that bell, and don't forget to like, comment, share this out. Appreciate it, guys. Detroit Lions, grit. Detroit versus everybody. Let's go. Boom. Preseason is almost bye-bye.